Begin Journey 2. If you begin Journey 2, you will not be able to return to Journey 1. Are you sure you wish to begin Journey 2? Yes. So, I got a new mic. It's a lot more sensitive. It is capable of picking up on a lot more things. I did a test, and I think I heard my neighbor. And new mic has like 7 or 8 sensitivity markers, and I have it on 2, so this thing is capable of picking up a lot, which is maybe a little worrying, but we'll see how it goes. But also, in my Elden Ring run, I mentioned how I like to do a run with every single weapon class. Well, I finished all of them in Bloodborne. I'm almost done in Elden Ring. I have like 3, maybe 4 more to go. I have them written down in a notebook. And I've like checked all the ones that I've done to keep track. And almost done in Dark Souls 3. I haven't checked the notebook in a while, but I think I have 2 or 3 more in Dark Souls 3. And one of them is the katana, which katanas are pretty good in Elden Ring, but I've always been really put off by them in Dark Souls, because there's one little thing that just always scares me, which is a little thing called durability. See, I tend to go with great swords. That was delayed. And I'm really bad at timing those. But, alright. Tutorial boss. And we're in New Game Plus. So it's pretty easy. But in Elden Ring, there's no such thing as durability. Weapons simply don't have them. But in Dark Souls, there is. And I tend to go with great swords, which here you can see 105, here you can see 75. Yeah, 20. And then 35. So these things have very, very little durability. I don't want that. And so I've always been a little scared to use them because of how extremely low their durability is. And I tend to push pretty far without sitting at a bonfire. Or at least I used to when I played this game a lot. And so I always get a little worried that my weapons would just break. But also, you can get a piece of the sword to use as an infinite homeward bone, which is very nice. You can get the weapon by beating the final boss. And yeah, we can put it on. And if you look, it curls all the way up. But if you look at the weapon, or if you look at this, it cannot be equipped as a weapon. And there it curls all the way down, but in most bonfires, I don't think it curls all the way down. I think it has like 2 curls and then it just stops. which was always a weird decision that I never understood. It's like they could have just used the same model, but I think they used a different model. Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, look, there's like two little curls, and then it just becomes a straight sword. And it's very weird. But anyways, hello. Bonk. And in New Game Plus, the souls you get are better souls. So, you might get like 200 or 400 from that in New Game, but when you pick it up in New Game Plus, you get like, say, 1600. So, it's a lot better. And also, hello. Yeah, I thought because I haven't used katanas and figured we could use them now. And in Elden Ring, when I did my second run, I decided to go with New Game and then do a second New Game. And I was like, might as well change it up a little bit. Do some New Game Plus. Also, Big Dragon. Very helpful. Like, if you want to grind early on, the dragon is a great way to do that. Because it'll just kill everything for you. Now, trying to get through here can be a little difficult, but I have faith in you. You can do it. And Mimic. No, we can fight it. So, I'm not super involved with the Dark Souls community, but I peek in every once in a while, and I remember seeing something where someone asked how to tell what was a Mimic and what was just a normal chest, and people were like, oh, if you take this one item and you throw it, then if it's a Mimic, it'll open its mouth. No, that's nonsense. I mean, it's probably true, but it's overcomplicated. The way I figured it out is a very easy way. This chain on the right side kind of looks like a question mark. Question mark means Mimic. Super simple. Question mark means it's a Mimic. Easy as that. Not difficult, not complicated. You don't have to use a consumable item. You just look at the chain. If it's a question mark, smack it. And there are actually 2 chests in this area. And the other one is just a normal chest. And normally in New Game Plus, I would skip it, because there's nothing there in New Game Plus. I mean, there's Grey Rat, but outside of Grey Rat, not really anything to note there. In New Game, very valuable. In New Game Plus, you have everything you need, because you get a piece of your Estus flask there, but by the time you hit New Game Plus, you've already got your flask filled. You can't do anything more with it. So, hello, he's gonna get up and explode. We're gonna run and jump over here. I have not played New Game Plus in forever, but for some reason I remember that. I remember it perfectly, and I don't know why. But also, hello. Hello. I'm going to steal everything you own and kill you so it won't matter. But over here's the chest. Past some of these clowns. I mean... You over-rely on the shield, I'm sorry. You use that shield too much. It's not a strength, it's a weakness. I'm sorry, my guy. But right over here is another chest. And this chest is an actual normal chest. And if you look at the chain, it's not a question mark. It's like a little happy face. Or like the letter U. And boom, normal chest. So the way I figured it out was question mark is like, should I open this? And then normal chest is a smiley face, because some free loot. And that was a pretty simple method. And I don't know if it works in the other Dark Souls games, but definitely works here. Works all throughout the game. So don't need anything else. Also, you come over here. You come over here. He's stuck on a chair. The enemies in these games, I'm worried for their ability to think. Because sometimes it's bad. Not always, but sometimes. Bark, bark. Hello. Yeah, so you get the key for Grey Rat. You get the Estus Shard. But that's not helpful to us since we already got it maxed out. And then you can go over here and roll through that, and that lets you get to, I think, the Astora Straight Sword. Which, the Astora Straight Sword is a straight sword. I don't think it's very good or useful, but I also don't think I've ever done a full playthrough using it, so what do I know? Because it's not really... It's not really special. Like there's no specific reason to use it. Because it's not attached to any significant characters. It's not super lore significant. It's not powerful. It's just like, it's there. But when it's there is all you got, you can do better. Also, I'm using a controller on this run. I did mouse and keyboard last time. And since this mic is a lot more sensitive than the one I was using before, that's probably good.
Are you there to the head?
Yep. Yep. But I don't know if me spamming R1 will be super loud or not. Hopefully it's not. But the controller tends to be a lot quieter than the mouse. I mean, I'm holding it closer to the mic, but still quieter. Should be. Hopefully. Until I panic. and start spamming, because that is very loud. Now, you can kill Swordmaster, the guy outside of Firelink Shrine, and he'll appear here, but I don't do that. And you can go up and you can actually go and kill Emma and fight the dancer right away, but don't... I don't think people should do that in New Game, because the dancer is very difficult. They're one of the only few... They're one of the, like, probably 4 bosses that I legitimately struggle with in this game. Hi. Alright, now you're going to phase 2. So in phase 2 we just... Oh, he didn't do it. Normally he, like, sprints around. And you can just dodge to the side really easily. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen half of these moves from you. What are you doing? You're dying. That's what you're doing. Yeah, we should probably get this for the dancer later on. Open! These doors are massive. It'd be really funny if you could open them manually. And you're just this tiny little ant next to these Goliath-sized doors. And you're like, please open! I need to get through! There are souls over here, aren't there? Yes. Not very useful, but we'll take them. So, before going into this, I actually upgraded the katanas, don't worry. And I didn't have enough strength to use the washing pole, which is this extendo katana, which is a thing for some reason. It looks really weird. But hey, extendo katana. Looks ridiculous. But oh yeah, I should probably rate the NPCs. Emma C tier, you don't really get a lot out of her. She's just like, go away.
Grant me death.
And then she dies.
Undo my shackles.
No. Yol buddy here. He's like low beat here. You talk to him. I mean, he has a cool design. Don't get me wrong, but you talk to him and he's like, "Hello, let me die." And then you go, "No, serve me." And then he goes, "Okay." And then he gives you some levels and then he dies. So not a lot to him either.
Oh.
But
Oh,
he's funny.
True. The champion
Yes.
of Ash, as I live and
Yep, me.
to be
That's-
in your presence is a great honor.
It shouldn't be.
I am Yol of Longsmith.
Wrong direction. Yeah, so he calls you Champion of Ash. And in this game, you have like 3 titles, depending on how much people respect you. So you got like Unkindled Ash, which is disrespect. Then you got Ashen One, which is just like a normal title. And then Champion of Ash, for if they really care. Which, this guy. Now, I've gotten into several arguments about this guy where apparently a lot of people think that he's a giant and he throws the spears. Like, one, they think they're spears and he's throwing them. But here, you can clearly see he's got a bow. Like, he's got a great bow. And he's firing arrows. And I don't know why people think that he's throwing spears. I don't understand it. Over here. But you, just by looking at him, you can clearly see he's got a bow and he's firing arrows. So I don't know what people are talking about when they say that he's throwing them with his bare hands. Like, that'd be a cool concept, but he's not doing it, so... You good? Looks like he had a hard time finding the door. But hello. You tried to backstab me and it failed, and we turned it around on you. Hello. I'm sorry that you hesitated, but that's on you. I'm sorry that you're slow, but that's on you. And I'm sorry that you're trying to shiv a wall, but that's on you. Mail breaker. You get a better mail breaker later on. And hello. S tier NPC. One of the 3 best in the game. Well, we're skipping all the dialogue. And then we can bounce back. 22 minutes, wow. Yeah, New Game Plus is a lot faster than New Game. But since we're here, A tier, she's got a cool outfit. And she's very practically useful. A tier, practically useful.
A pleasure to make thine acquaintance.
And she's kind of funny sometimes. Yeah, we can get it. Oh yeah. The Firelink set. Did I buy all these? In New Game, I don't remember. I know I went out of my way to do some grinding when I wasn't recording to buy all the armor sets, and then I put them in storage just so it doesn't clutter up my inventory. But I don't remember if I bought this or not. Like, I bought everything that was available. I don't remember if this was available.
Ashen.
Should have been right. Yeah, now he's here. And also Yola's here. And I don't know if this works. I've got... Huh. I got rid of that. Huh.
Oh, Vic and I.
That's interesting.
Then shall we?
It's interesting. Okay.
Then shall we begin, Bear?
Oh, yes, it works. It works.
Then shall we begin, Bear?
Wonderful.
Then shall we begin?
Yes. So,
Then shall we begin, Bear?
what happened was in New Game. Yeah.
Beast.
Yep. But it's based on how much hollowing you have. And pretty much what happens is every time you get a free level from him, you gain a dark sigil. And every time you gain a dark sigil, when you die, your hollowing goes up. And depending on how many dark sigils you have, that's how many times your hollowing goes up. So right now we have 5. So if we died once, our hollowing would go by 5. And you need to hit a certain level of hollowing for each dark sigil. Or for each free level. And basically just, you need to die twice and then level up, and then die twice and then level up. And you do that for all 5 levels. But New Game Plus, as long as you don't get rid of any of the hollowing, then you still have it, which means you can just get all 5 levels right away. And then you can just continue that quest right away, which is nice. C tier. That's probably going to make some people mad. I don't... Like, he's practically useful, but I don't really like his design, or his voice, or a lot of his dialogue. Hello.
Well, you could asking
He's like high D tier, low C tier, just because I don't like his armor, or his weapon, or his voice, but he helps you out on Osiris, which is nice. And he's got a sort of interesting quest, but that's all he's really got to him. And then this guy, he's like mid-C tier.
And fast on the trail of the lords of Scondi, then
His voice is kind of nice.
use them to whatever.
He's got kind of a cool armor set, but I don't like his quest at all. And then high B tier,
Oh, that did. Now.
just because he's got a cool voice. I don't think he has legs, because like I don't see legs, and he's got like blood going down the front of it. So I think someone chopped his legs off. But he's got the soul position, which is nice. But he just kind of hangs out. And he's just having a nice little time hanging out, not worrying about anything. He's just waiting on you to do your job, which, depending on us, is not very good. Since, according to the lore, we're kind of failures. Ow. That fall took a chunk of health. In Bloodborne, that might take like a tiny bit of health, but you'd be fine. In Elden Ring, you could take a drop twice that size and be fine. In this game, it takes a chunk. Which I think is actually really good, because Silver Kitty Ring. Because Bloodborne doesn't have an equivalent. Elden Ring has an equivalent with the long tail cat talisman, but it's worthless. Because of how fall damage works in Elden Ring. Hi. I see the guy with the 4-pronged plow. And he's gonna die. Now, you can throw your bugs at me all you want. You can swing your giant mace at me all you want. You can try to give me a hug all you want. But you're very easy to backstab. Which is kind of you. I do appreciate how easy it is to backstab you. Now, hello. I was rude. Slurp. No. I kind of forgot to do it in the last run, but you can go up there and you can get mountain makers which is a covenant. It's a PvP covenant. I don't care for PvP, which is part of the reason why I didn't do it. And you can also get the flame stone plate ring for fire damage absorption. But it's out over there. Don't need to do it now because New Game Plus. But it's not super relevant. But it will help. At least the ring will help with something or a few things later on. Mostly getting like pyromancies and stuff in Smoldering Lake. But you could go the other way and you could get yourself the bonfire over there, which we're gonna have to do that at some point, but not right now. Oh, rude. Mostly because I'm membered and I don't like Hodrick. And I can't sit down because there's an enemy that is slightly too close. But hello. My main problem with Hodrick is that he can parry, which by itself might not sound bad, but the whole point of parrying is that it's a high risk, high reward thing where you need to have perfect timing. And he's a computer, and computers are kind of designed to have perfect timing. And so it's not really a risk-reward thing anymore. It's more of you need to wait for him to two-hand his greatsword, or else you're just gonna get parried. Which is no fun. Also, Cornix.
Aha, unkindled, are we? Well, but I get it.
He's like mid to high B tier. I usually don't really engage with him because I don't tend to do pyromancies, but he's got a nice voice and he's useful for pyromancies. Which, the way I grade NPCs, it isn't are they good in every run, it's do they have a thing, and are they good at that thing? And his thing is teaching you pyromancies, and he's pretty good at it, so even though I don't typically engage with that, he's good at it. Hello. And we're finally back to these rats. The rats in Elden Ring were horrifying. They were juggernauts. They were terrifying. Complete Goliaths on the battlefield. Whereas these rats are just like normal rats. And then you have the rats in Bloodborne, which were giant, like that. But they were also pushovers. So they were just like all intimidation factor. You could have gone to the side and ended up here. But what are you doing? Yep, Hodrick. And you're dead. It's good to get him out of the fight, just so he doesn't bother you. But Hodrick, I think he has an input reader because he like only does that when you attack. And he does it like the second you attack. Or like the moment you attack. I don't know. Get. Oh, thank God he failed at that. He normally doesn't fail at that. He normally never fails at that. I think I was just like out of range for the parry or something. But yeah, if you can kill him while that's up, then you can stand in that and it heals you, which is nice. And New Game Plus has a very different dynamic because it would be in here, wouldn't it? You can have this, which at the bottom, good friend, no hit. So you can just start off being like, hey, and you don't have to worry about this guy. You don't have to worry about getting hit with a giant arrow in the side of the head. And you can just laugh at these guys. But he is far away, so he usually shoots the enemies when they're dead once, because there's a bit of a delay there. And so you have to be a little patient with him. Just a little patient, though. He doesn't take too long. And also, we don't need to worry about that, because we're New Game Plus. We got our Restus Flask fully upgraded. Go. Nice. Oh my god. He normally never shoots that guy. I think that's the first time I've ever seen him shoot the people in the building. But Mortician's Ashes. I think I'm going to skip a lot of the Estus shards and Undead Bone shards. Oh, nope, still enemies in here. He shot one, but not all of them. But... Doop, Great Scythe. Grab it out of respect, because it is one of my go-to dex weapons. Because it is very good. It's a good large weapon. Which... I typically break weapons down into two classes of either big weapon or small weapon or big weapon. Where small weapons are more about speed and being lightweight, while heavy weapons are more about range and damage. And I tend to mix the two. So I'll have one weapon that's made for speed, one that's made for either range or damage. And that means I go with two weapons. But it allows for a lot more versatility. Oh man, you just keep going, don't you? Alright, get out of here. Ooh. Do you have something on your hand, sir? You do! I can break that for damage. Wonderful. He's got weird juices. Alright. Let's just keep this moving along. Why don't we? Break the floor. I don't know what the game developers were thinking when they were like, alright, we need to make a boss. Alright, let's take a giant tree, make it a really big, just like chunky tree, and let's give it some pustules. No idea what they were thinking. But this is a horror game. At least it's a horror game enemy. Because this thing will haunt nightmares. I mean, it's a very easy boss, but it is terrifying imagery. For a second I was like, wait, can we not break that? Oh, you're still alive. I thought you were dead. Alright. Yep. transposing kiln. And this is where you can turn in your vertebra shackles. And we can keep moving. We could try dropping down. I'm not gonna test it. Normally I'm a big fan of testing. I'm not gonna test that though. We can go the safe way for once. Just this once. Hello, Umbrella Ash. Yep. Buy another key.
Action 1.
Yep. And then we can give the kiln to that guy. Ludlith. And then he's like, oh, thank you. And then he'll turn boss souls into some kind of equipment. I mean, it's usually either weapons or some kind of magic. Occasionally a ring. Wait for these guys to pass because I don't feel like fighting 5 people. Yeah, there's 5 of them. Sometimes some of the guys will get stuck there and then they'll drop down. And then they end up in that little underground area. Looks like he's half stuck. Or he didn't fall down, but he didn't make progress in walking with the rest of his team. Hello. I didn't think this was gonna work out. Like the small shield. I thought I'd have it on as more of a cosmetic thing. To keep going with the, like, samurai look. Since we're using katanas. But no. It's actually pulling some weight. So that's good. Much better than I expected. Also, hello, some skeletons. Dink. Glad they don't come back. Because there's some later that come back. Which is fine, but it just takes more time. Yeah, they usually end up here. Hi. So it looks like one fell down. That probably should have hit me. But, okay. And if you're new, or like if you're going through a new game run, you can shoot that down. And that'll allow you to get a bless shield. Which is very nice. Because early on, you don't have a lot of health, you don't have a lot of healing. And so, damage, like any damage you take means a lot more. Because you have a lot less ability to negate it. So, any kind of automatic healing that you just get passively means a lot more. And the healing isn't great, but it's something. And A tier.
Who is that little soul?
I really like her because of how she has multiple directions she can go in.
Oh, you find it.
Yep.
Oh, I
So there are 10, like, light miracles. And if you buy all 10, she becomes a firekeeper. Which I have some problems with that. More in the functionality than the concept. But you can also have her teach you dark miracles. And if you teach her too many, then she, like, freaks out and becomes scared. and then he turns against you. Which, like, the high beat here. He's pretty good. I like that he has this, like, reluctance to help you, and that he cares about Arena, but he doesn't want to show it. And also, S tier. Hello.
Oh, pardon me, I was absorbed in thought.
Pardon me, I was absorbed in thought. So I think he has the Zweihander right now. And I think he has the Astora Greatsword at some point. And I don't have it, but he also uses the Storm Ruler. Which... So he's got some variety. It's nice. Now, his armor set looks really stupid, but... I really like his voice. I really like his quest. I like how he's just a jolly person going throughout the world. Hello, you're free to ignore me. So, Dark Souls used to be known for being, like, slow and methodical. And then in 2015, Bloodborne came out. And then in 2016, this came out. And this game feels like it took a lot from Bloodborne. In the idea of the high speed. Which isn't inherently bad. But, I mean, I think your roll is faster than in the previous games, and there are some animations that are faster, like drinking Estus. Okay. But something I've noticed is there are some enemies that are just really, really fast in this game. Like, faster than the enemies in Bloodborne. Hi.
I help anytime.
Yep. Also, even here, you can see the great bow just sitting there. It's right next to him. I don't know why people think that he throws them. But yeah, it feels like the speed of enemies is just... There are some enemies that are simply faster in Dark Souls 3 than there are enemies in Bloodborne. Which Bloodborne is known for being fast, but a lot of its enemies are slower than some of the enemies here, which is known for being slow. And it feels like there are some enemies that are a little too fast, and it feels like you can't really keep up with them. And those Irithyll Knights are a pretty good example, I think. But also...
Oh, don't disappoint. Thanks
Hello.
to you, I...
Yep.
On some... I went up...
Yep.
Anyhow, do you see that? That humongous beast?
Now, the first time I played this game, when I said that, or when I heard that, he said, "You see that humongous beast? The beast was like this right now, where you can't see it." And so he goes, "You see that humongous beast?" And I was looking around like, what are you talking about? And I think he got, like, stuck or something, because it took a full 15-20 seconds to come around. And so there was just this small period of time where I had no idea what he was talking about, and I thought it was hilarious. But yeah. Hello. Hello. Yeah, he just ran me over. Alright. No, I can't see. If you're gonna go into this fight melee, you want to stick under him, maybe a little behind him, and overall he's not that hard. But I think during that he might have been using the Astora Greatsword, but I'm not entirely sure because you don't really get a good look. He may have been using the Zweihander. Yep. But if you're not confident in fighting that thing, then something I do is you can wait until the beast comes over here, and so he's walking this way, which gives you the time for him to walk all the way around. Which I'm going to take this. And what that does is it gives you time to run all the way into here. And then you can equip a bow and you can just shoot him. And you can let Sigurd wail on him while you use a bow in the relative safety of here in order to just pelt the giant beast. And that lets you get through the fight relatively safely. I've never had Sigurd die while trying this, and I've done it probably like 10, maybe 15 times. Because it used to be my main method of killing it before I started gaining some more confidence. But it's a pretty good method. It works out. It only takes like 10 to 20 arrows, even with like a +1 longbow. So it works. But I think it is time that we take a little toast to this victory. So cheers, and yeah.